What?
Just had to get the obligatory, what's your problem?
Hold on, don't move. I didn't fix
Stop
my beard.
primping.
I have to fix my beard or my mom's going to call me ruffled.
Rumpled.
Rumpled, not ruffled.
Get it
Oh,
right.
I'm getting ruffled.
You're getting ruffled.
I'm getting
That's bad,
That
Vincent.
sounds like I put something in your coffee.
Well,
God, I hope so. Sorry,
oh
Peggy.
boy.
Sorry, Peggy. I still need to do it. The mustache.
It's okay. What happened to all your anti-rumpling? You used to do the same thing and get your name tag straight and fix your sunglasses, which you don't
Well,
have.
because I'm not doing you're the one that has to do the primping because you did the camera thing.
Oh.
Vinny stole my coffee spot.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're all the way over there.
I know, but usually I would set that down, set my coffee down, and I would pretty myself up. But can't do that anymore. I left the goatee. I will probably shave it off tomorrow,
Why?
Wednesday. I
Why?
don't know. Just because.
Okay.
Because I just change things. I don't know.
Yo, have a party and just get the chin on there. Get rid of the mustache and the handlebars and just roll the chin like the 1987 again.
1987.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that from
Specific
1980?
year.
I'll
You
try
weren't
it.
even alive.
Man, let me.
I
hold on.
wasn't
Let me get in
alive.
there. Let me get in there. Let me see.
It wasn't alive.
Man, but see, it wouldn't stand out very much because there's so much gray in it.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll try it.
You gotta.
And it would feel weird.
Just having
I
the
would
chin.
feel very strange shaving my mustache off and leaving that down.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I do care. But I
Do
don't.
the just for men so it
No.
sticks out. Why?
No.
Why?
Because
He's got to do a touch of gray.
Make it like striped. Or just have like
just do the soul patch.
just
Soul
see the
patch.
little line there. Who Limp Bizkit. He did that.
I saw a bunch of things up there. I don't know if people are saying hi or good morning or man, you guys are idiots or whatever.
He returns.
Who's Bill Falsall?
I don't know, but
It's my alter ego when I don't have my
When you
beard.
have your
there you go.
when you
Or-
wait, what's your normal now? Who's Bill Balsamo?
I don't know because
And
it
who's
varies.
Bill
I
Falsamo?
guess it's just the beard. So
Bill Falsamo. Calling you Bill is hilarious. I'm gonna do
man,
it.
I wish I could. I had a belt fed thing for this morning.
Fail.
I don't remember what the heck it was.
Well, I'm in the mood to hear a belt-fed story. So, was it Costco?
I
Was it
did go to both
personalized?
Costco and Sam's this weekend, but
Oh man, me too. It was horrible.
yeah.
I let my 15-year-old drive in the Costco parking lot.
Oh boy,
We learned a lot.
we learned a lot.
We didn't park in Costco. We parked at Target and walked our butt to the door. It was. He drove around a little bit, and I was like, "All right, whether you're inside of Costco or outside of Costco, it's a dog-eat-dog world." So, oh, it was good though. It was
Gosh,
good.
dang it! I can't freaking remember right now. Hopefully, it'll come to me while we're discussing things here.
Science.
Speaking of discussing things, what are we discussing today?
Self-defense and how the gun relates.
What does that mean?
I don't know. We're gonna talk about.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I don't. What does that mean? I don't know. I just said thanks.
That's we gotta have a discussion about it. Brent says anytime that you change your look, you become Bill Falsamo. So, but then how long does he have to have it before he becomes Phil Balsamo
Yeah, when this,
again?
if I hold this for a week, then do I become Phil again, or if I change it up? Man, I don't know if I could bring myself to shave my mustache and just leave this down here.
Dope.
Man, I don't know.
Do it.
I'll have to see what I'm doing the rest of this week.
I'm gonna bet her day. Good glorious morning. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah. Good, glorious morning to you too, sir. Who is it?
David.
David Michael.
Hey,
Fortune.
good morning.
Okay, so self-defense and how the gun relates.
Does it relate?
Does it relate?
Does it?
Yeah.
I feel like no,
It relates. It's a relational tool.
but it doesn't have to.
Of course not.
So it
But-
doesn't relate.
Vinny's going to start doing math in a second. That's what's happening here.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm here to
All right. I don't
cause
even know how to. Anyway.
Anyway,
So, does it relate? It can, but it doesn't have to.
yeah. Do you have to carry a gun to be self-defense oriented?
No.
No.
No, absolutely not.
You know, there's something that you've said in, I don't know, multiple classes that I've heard you say, and I taken a liking to it, is, you know, paying attention like when the light turns yellow. And like when you're driving on the road, the light turns yellow and you all of a sudden get this hypersensitive awareness where you're like, but you don't realize it's happening. You look around, you look for
Yeah,
anomalies, and you pay attention to things that could essentially hurt you, cause an accident. And I think that it's a good way to relate to awareness and self-defense, because self-defense is such a mental thing, an avoidance thing, and making decisions thing, and the tool that it's involved that you might choose to use is a whole separate topic.
So can we back up and just define that? Talk about what you're talking about real quick, as far as the concept of the yellow light, right?
Yeah.
So you're driving down the road and you're just singing along to the music. You're doing your own thing. There's cars zipping by you, going 50 miles an hour this way and cutting across, and all this stuff's going on, and you're paying no attention, but all the attention.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, light turns yellow, and you look at the intersection and see, is there people coming through? Is there a cop sitting over there? Is there somebody that's getting ready to walk across the intersection? Do I need to slam on the gas, or do I need to transition over the brake? And is the person in front of me going to speed up or slow down? And all of these things you take into consideration all of a sudden really fast because you paid attention. Something caused you to pay attention. So that's what she's talking about here with this kind of yellow light
And
concept.
so funny, as you were talking about that, I was thinking, because I have a 15-year-old now and he's learning to drive, and recently we were just driving around yesterday and there was a yellow light that came up and he slammed on the brakes. And I mean, it was good. Like he didn't need to. But I think at this stage of his driving and him understanding, one, the rules of the road, and the tool that he's using, the car, your brain doesn't have the capacity to do it automatically. He's not driving automatically right now. He's not driving subconsciously. He is driving very consciously. So whenever something like a yellow light comes up, there's so much more to think about, and it's like, I can't mentally process all that, and let's just stop. And I think that when you carry a gun around and you don't have a developed self-defense awareness mindset, it could feel that chaotic. And it's just a testament to, for one, getting your mind right to begin with, because that's ultimately what self-defense is getting your brain to establish good baselines to recognize anomalies, to make decisions accordingly, whether you're going to stay away from something, whether you're going to choose to have a fight or flight, or you're going to make a decision in some other way. So you do risk assessment and things like that, but those things are not possible if you don't think about it and commit it to the subconscious to where you don't have to consciously think about it. So it's such a big topic, and I love it so much. Where do I go from here?
Just last week, you posted a video of your you and your
Liz in the wild eye raise
Yes,
thing. Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
Did you make a conscious decision to pay attention to that person?
Oh
right?
yes, yes and no.
Yeah, after you subconsciously realized that, hey, there's something different going on in here that's unusual. It's an anomaly because there was somebody new walking through the showroom, and this video is great. I don't know where you posted it, so I don't know who all can see it.
It's not Lady Sentinel, but I'll have to.
But yeah, you just see this. You see Liz in the middle of our conversation. Her eyes go whoop, go over here and pay attention to something else, and then all of a sudden, I can't do the eyebrow raise, but all of a sudden her eyebrow goes right. She was like,
he was watching it back later at his desk, and he was
Oh,
like, Liz,
God.
watch this. And you see my eyes start to just, like, I'm following somebody walk
Yeah.
behind the aisles, and then they did something that caught my attention. Like, it was, okay, you're out of baseline, you're here before we open, and you're not an employee. Okay, so I'm paying more attention to you. And then you do something that's adding to the weirdness thing. So when that extra thing happened, I did my little eyebrow raise, and I was like, something coming up.
you did not consciously raise
No.
your eyebrow.
No, I didn't.
That's definitely a tell for you.
Oh my God,
What
it
the
was
hell's going on here?
So funny.
Oh, it was hysterical.
So, but that's, I don't know, like if I would have been so ingrained in this, you know, and like we're just sitting here doing this, of course we're paying attention to this. But now that you know that those things happen, just watch us from time to time. You'll see us look over at the door or look over here because something's catching our attention. That's all that self-defense needs to be, you know, unless you make the decision to escalate it further. You can just consciously pay attention to things that trigger your attention. You know, somebody opening the front door right now is an anomaly. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it is an anomaly. We are closed. So if the door opens, I'm immediately going to look in that direction and be like, okay, that's Nick walking through the door, one of our employees. Or, oh, I don't know that person. Did we lock the door? Like, and then we get to make decisions according to that. So you get to get more
But
curious.
I think that's important just because of the fact that you paid attention. You saw that it bought you time.
Absolutely.
It bought you time to make decisions. Like there's Nick coming through the door right now. It buys you time. If we didn't pay attention to that, and that person who somehow got through the door because it was unlocked and we didn't know about it, and they got all the way up to us without us knowing about it, and it happens to be someone wanting to do bad things, they're already within 3 feet of us before we even realize they exist. So now it's either fight or that's it. Because we had no options because we had no time. But being able to pay attention to your surroundings, paying attention to those tiny little anomalies when they present themselves buys you time to make better decisions.
So, two examples, I guess, of baseline and making a decision on whether something's good or bad. I had happened this weekend. One was teaching class. Oh, this was on Thursday, I guess. So I lied, not over the weekend. It was on Thursday. Teaching class. We are using classroom 1, but the class is primarily downstairs. I ran upstairs to grab paperwork towards the end of class, and there was a person, not one of my students, sitting in the classroom. Right? So that's outside of the baseline. That's weird, and it wasn't somebody wearing one of our shirts or whatever. And so my first instinct was to stop and be like, who are you and what are you doing? But then sitting on the table in front of him, I could see was a stage plan. Match was that night. He was there to help set up and get things organized. So immediately I was just like, you're good. You know, I walked in and he kind of looked over his shoulder like, oh shit, do you need a classroom? I said, no, you're good, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. Right?
But you got curious.
So it was outside of the baseline, caused me pause for a second, but then I recognized that it's okay because of other things that I saw. And I got thinking about this on Saturday or Sunday, I guess. I was out for a run, and I'm running down the sidewalk, and I'm catching up to a woman who's walking, right? And she, as I'm getting closer, could hear me coming, I guess, and looked over her shoulder and didn't think too much of it and just kept walking. And as I got closer, she scooted over and let me go by. Well, is it unusual for you to be walking down a sidewalk and have somebody run up behind you?
Not necessarily.
Okay. It is and it isn't.
Yeah.
Right? When she turned around and looked at me, and I'm wearing shorts, running shorts and a t-shirt versus jeans. Running down the sidewalk in jeans and a whatever.
This
polo.
exact same thing happened to me.
It's she could look over her shoulder and say, okay, somebody running up behind me is something I need to pay attention to. However, it fits the baseline of where we are and the conditions outside, and he looks like he's exercising, not that he's going to run up behind me and try to tackle me.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's funny, on the being on the opposite side of that, I wasn't running, but I was walking with my dog, and we were going down the River to Pear little sidewalk thing, and there's a big cemetery right up at cemetery right at Gravois and River to Pear. So as I'm approaching the cemetery, there's a guy that comes out from the cemetery. So there's no path or anything through the, God, I can't talk today. Anything through there. He just came out through the grass onto the sidewalk at kind of a jogging pace. And he was wearing jeans and I think flip-flops at the time. And I'm like, that's weird.
That's weird.
It was not in a weird time of day or anything like that. And, so all I did was just get my pepper spray out of my pocket and just held it in my hand. That was it. But it was definitely an anomaly that stacked. There was, he came out of a cemetery, which maybe he was visiting somebody. He was running, and he came out from not being on a path, and he was wearing clothes that didn't fit the baseline of jogging or exercising of his running behavior. The anomalies have to stack.
Yeah.
Usually when you see clusters of 3, that's when you can start to be like, okay, need to pay a little bit higher of attention. So.
Yeah. Does that mean that he's doing something nefarious?
No.
But it does mean you need to pay more attention and take that extra step.
Yeah.
If he had come running out of the cemetery wearing running shorts and an athletic shirt, you probably wouldn't have felt the need to put pepper spray in your hand.
He came out from a weird spot in the cemetery. Like I said, no path or anything. But it definitely would have been less weird.
Yeah.
So
that would have taken one of those stackable anomalies away. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't have. That's what self-defense is being comfortable enough in your surroundings and paying attention to things that stand out. It's okay to judge people. All right,
that's how you stay alive.
That's 100% how you stay alive, man. And we've been taught that that's a bad thing. Like, don't judge people. No.
You're not judging people to be
mean.
To be mean to them.
Yep.
You're judging people to determine if they're a threat to you or not.
Yeah.
That's why when someone is in front of you and you don't know them, like you look at their hands naturally. Like it is primal for us to look at people's hands because that's what's going to hurt you typically. It's like you will see all this primal behavior start to come out just by happenstance. It's when you start denying it or you make decisions too soon, that's when they become problems. And if you are carrying a tool that you don't have competence and confidence with, you are bound to use it in a I'm anxious about it. It's an emotional thing. You have to understand the tool, whether that's a gun, whether that's pepper spray, whether that's your hands, whether that's your ability to run away or, punch somebody in the face. You have to be an understanding of yourself. And because what if you don't have the ability to be physically aggressive with someone? Maybe you have medical injuries or something like that. And that's not on the table for you. You have to know yourself as a shooter too. If you don't have the capability to, handle your firearm correctly, take it upon yourself to get better at that. So that way you're not thinking everything's a nail and you got a hammer in your hand. Because when situations, and self-defense in general, this defensive mindset that you can work on to where it's a subconscious behavior, just like going through a yellow light and looking both ways before you cross the street, those are all subconscious. You're not super anxious as you're walking across the street in the parking lot, oh my gosh, that car could back up. Oh my gosh. That's how my 6-year-old is right now because he's learning how to navigate those environments. So when you commit up to the subconscious, those don't become so hyper, and self-defense at first feels like paranoia, but the better you understand your baseline, meaning that you can't be walking through Quick Trip on your phone and not realize what the normal baseline of a Quick Trip is or whatever. If you don't understand the baseline, you're not going to recognize anomalies. Or when you first start this process, you're going to think that everything's an anomaly. You're going to be paying attention to everybody's little tiny gestures, and it's going to feel very alarming. Everything will be. But the more you practice it, the better you'll get and the less paranoid you'll feel. You don't even have to go to the gym to do it. Just do it all the time. You don't have to do anything extra other than think a different way. Hold on. Let's read some comments, and I got a couple. Makes me think of the guy in the Numa Numa video. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen that video.
I have no idea even what that is.
Have you seen it? No, you're too young. I don't remember though. I mean, it's not wrong. David says, from a hike in Colorado, an experienced hiker who is knowledgeable in firearms suggested a non-firearm classified tool that uses bear spray chemical deterrent balls. Could this reduce liability issues as well? Ooh, I'm so glad you said that. Okay, so let's talk about that. You should have taken him to the ground, or to. Depends on the sidewalk. Did you say on your left? I try to do that well in advance, but how amazing it is that walkers have a totally distracted brain between two Bluetooth speakers, keeping them surprised at all times.
So I want to talk about that too.
Okay.
I could definitely get belt fed about that.
Make
Shit.
full kit jogging great again. Day of the Dead. Checker for bites. Maybe we should have read these comments as they were coming through. Oh, who knows? Maybe it was a ghost. Judging people is how I figured out if Phil is Bill for the day.
What? I missed that.
He's judging people is how I figure out if Phil is Bill for the day. I have no problem judging people. I identify as a judge today. Good. Good morning, Kelsey. Brent. Phil Balsamo, the evil twin. Bizarro Phil. Man, they're coming up with all kinds of names.
I know.
I
Everybody's
judge
picking on
people
me.
at my job all day long. It's kind of important. Then I get spicy with people who deserve it. There you go. So let's go back up and talk about a couple things. So let's see. We had a lot of comments. Oh, the pepper ball thing. Let's talk about that. So first off, bear spray. The difference between bear spray and pepper spray for civilian use. Is there a difference?
Civilian, you mean?
Like your general
people.
Yeah,
use.
using on a person versus
Yes.
something that's designed to be used
On a bear.
On a fuzzy, wuzzy, was a bear.
I want to give them a hug.
Yes.
I want to give them a hug.
I want to give them a hug. They are cute.
They're
I want to hug them.
I mean that's valid. They're kind of cute, but
They
they
are.
might eat your face off.
Yes.
I'm gonna go worth it.
I came across this video of like this little bear cub licking this guy's face like a puppy, and I was like, it was a triple take because I didn't quite realize that he was letting a bear almost gnarl his nose off.
Wait, so does that mean you looked at it, you looked away, you came back, you looked
Yeah.
away, you
And I
came
did
back,
like this
and you looked
head
away,
shake
and
in the
you came
middle
back?
and blinked a couple times. Yes.
Is that a triple take?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna resort to that all day.
Okay. It could
There, I
get,
just-
this could
that
get
is-
awkward if you work in a
Our
morgue.
conversation just involved a triple take.
Okay. I don't know what we were just talking about. Anyway,
Okay.
pepper spray.
Bear spray, pepper
Bear
spray.
spray.
Using bear spray on humans. You should tell a story. The one that you told.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this came from Sabre. Okay, so let me think about how they worded it.
That was Vinny Smelly right there.
Bears are on my
boy. This came from a Sabre rep telling a story about they have bear spray, right? Bear spray it's the exact same as pepper spray, except it has a higher concentration of OC, right? Of the burning substance, the chemical substance. They called it bear repellent.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the way it was initially titled on the can. And some genius took his family out, let's just say to Yellowstone. I have no idea where it happened at. And said, all right, everybody line up over there. We're going to spray down like you do your kids with like bug repellent.
Bug repellent.
And sprayed his family. Chemical burn the crap out of all of them.
Oh God! I just every time I hear this, I just.
And so they changed the name of it from bear repellent to like anti-bear spray or something that was more like, hey, coffee is hot. When you pour it on your skin, it hurts. Kind of warning. Yeah.
So anyway, bear spray is definitely more potent.
Yes.
Will it work against a human?
Yes.
Most likely. Are you more likely to be sued afterwards? Yes.
Man, yes. Especially if you carried it with the intent of using it against a person.
Yeah.
Right? If you had it on your person
In the woods.
and you were you got to be somewhere where there's bears.
Yeah.
Okay? And somebody attacked you and you needed to use it to defend yourself, that could be viewed a little bit differently than you saying, well, I want the most powerful thing possible, so I'm grabbing this can of bear spray to go to West County Mall with.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different.
And being sued is not a criminal case. You don't have to have everybody in agreement. It's only 51% have to agree that you are worth charging for the damages.
Yeah.
So you're responsible for the damages. So anyway, that was only one part of the question. The other part was the pepper balls, the Byrna things that shoot pepper balls out of them. So we have this class now, or we have this conversation in almost every class we have now, CCW, because they are becoming quite popular.
Can you do that while I go grab the one out of our office?
Oh yeah,
we have.
Here, I'll go grab it.
You go grab it.
Yeah.
Okay. We have the Saber version.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So anyway, these Byrna tools or pepper ball shooters shoot a little ball that explodes, and there's OC spray, pepper spray that comes out. So it's a projectile tool. It also kind of looks like a projectile. What is so funny?
It's just honestly looking at myself with this thing on my face.
You're laughing at the way you look.
Yeah, it just caught me off guard for
Okay.
some reason. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Byrna,
It's a projectile
spicy
tool.
balls.
And it looks like a projectile. Stop it. God dang it. Vincent, where were you?
What I miss?
Phil was talking about spicy balls.
I'm back. Apparently, I was summoned.
If only you had your cup where it says keep it spicy.
My brain
Oh
went
my
straight
God.
to
I thought she was about to say something else.
What?
I panicked.
cup, protective cup. That's where my brain
Ugh.
went.
I had to protect my
I
spicy.
can't win with you guys.
Sorry. That's just what happens.
So that one. All right. So, why on earth would you carry something like that? My God. This is.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
Hey, make sure it's unloaded.
I'm checking. All right.
Show the internet. You're off camera. Do that in front of the
Vincent,
camera.
come over here.
There you go.
Hold on.
Why on earth would you want to carry that thing? That thing is massive. Sorry,
Does
Saber or Byrna or whoever makes this.
Does that look
thing.
like a gun? Yeah.
But it's bright yellow.
I can
Okay.
spray
Have you
paint my
seen our
Glock.
platypus?
I
Yeah,
can spray
I mean-
paint a Glock if I want to.
I had a gentleman in CCW class on Saturday that was kind of interested in the Byrna. He wasn't committed to it yet, but we had this conversation, and he's like, "Well, you know, it's really brightly colored and everything, and it doesn't really look
It
just
still
like
looks
a
like a
gun."
gun.
And so I had Vinny go downstairs, or no, I had Andrew go downstairs and grab the platypus off the wall. And like, this is a 9mm.
Yeah,
it looks
Nerf
like a
gun.
gun.
It's. I mean,
It
you
sounds
can-
like a gun.
You can paint your gun whatever color you want. Yes, it would probably give somebody pause to see a bright yellow gun. But here's the thing with using a less lethal tool that looks like a lethal tool. It has a rail on it.
Yes.
Oh, I can have my light.
That means you can put it in light bearing holsters, maybe.
Actually, I probably.
Maybe
Well,
like the Hudson H9 or something.
Yeah, I probably could. Or I could get the whatever the suppressor.
So
holster
what's
thing.
the point of the
So-
conversation,
all right.
and why is it looking like a gun a bad thing?
It
All right.
looks like a gun.
So let's say that you get into a verbal altercation with somebody in the parking lot over a parking spot, and they shove you. At that point, physical force is essentially justified given the whole totality of the things. They are showing aggressive behavior that they're trying to start a physical altercation with you.
So you and I are in an argument. I shoved you.
Yes,
Okay.
I am now lawful in applying physical force back to you. Ordinary physical force. Pepper spray is considered ordinary physical force. I could get my pepper spray out and pepper spray him in the face, and that would be lawful to do. If I pull out,
Let's just say you're carrying a suitcase and you pull that thing out.
You can reenact it. No
Oh,
one knows
boy.
I have anything. I'm concealed carrying.
oh, Vincent,
You're a big meanie.
Looks like a gun.
Yeah.
no, even like, what if he just pulled it out and pointed it at him? Like, I'll shoot you with this pepper. Like, I'm not gonna trust that that's a pepper ball gun. I'm getting my gun out on you because that
It
looks
looks
like a freaking gun.
It looks
And
like a
even
gun.
if you reach for your waistline, in the middle of a physical altercation,
He's
I am
going for
also
a gun.
reaching for my waistline.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's not. I'm not going to let you get that far. So
I am just not a fan of these things that.
it can be perceived as a lethal tool, and the person only has to be reasonable.
Yeah.
And regardless of the law fight after that, do you want to be shot for using a pepper ball gun when you could have used a regular pepper spray tool that doesn't look like a gun and had probably just as good of luck? Like,
Yeah.
you still got to aim that thing.
You do.
And, you know, I just, and it's big and bulky. I don't see any of the benefits to it.
I can
It's
feel
not
that.
easier to conceal. It's not, like, what are the benefits to it? Other than you get to
no,
point.
I haven't.
I
If
mean,
my
like,
back didn't hurt, I'd put you on my shoulders. My back hurts.
I really wish your back didn't hurt. That would be pretty funny.
I can just say
You
that
heard
because
it.
my back hurts.
More like Nerf fishing. Okay. Hey, keep it off video. Oh boy. Here we go.
I wish there was something that I wanted to talk about too. That I
Kind of like using wasp spray. Don't
Yeah,
agree.
Don't do that.
Don't use wasp spray.
Ineffective
All bad.
and terrible idea.
And again, you could be sued.
Yeah.
I thought pepper balls had a PAVA powder in them. It's like a synthetic capsaicin. Probably.
It is. It's a powdered
So,
thing. It's not.
Liquid.
Yeah.
so is there a benefit to that, or like, I don't know. The pepper ball guns look like a typical firearm.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
That's the biggest point of
That's
this is
the
that
problem.
they look like a freaking.
Does it say DeWalt on it? Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Yes, bright color is helpful. It is, but it's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
So is that not brandishing? What part? What were we talking? I mean,
Yeah.
lifting up your shirt and showing someone your gun is brandishing.
Yeah, if
Well,
you're-
if it's I mean,
Well,
it's all a perception thing.
Yeah.
And technically, I don't think we have a brandishing charge in Missouri. It's an unlawful use of a gun, but more like Nerf fishing, blandishing.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that fight in the traditional manner, naked. Earbuds still.
Oh, earbuds.
Earbuds.
Yes, earbuds. So somebody had mentioned, like, from the running comment, did I say on your left or whatever as I was approaching somebody?
Oh, I see.
No, I did not get close enough. She heard me coming, which was awesome because she didn't have freaking things blocking her hearing, right? One of my other hobbies is riding bicycles, and if I'm coming up on somebody that's either riding slower than me or walking, I don't like to scare people, right? So I'll try to say something at a pretty good distance. I'm gonna try to slide by you on the left. Can I come by? And they're just like freaking earbuds in, and then finally I'll get up close to them and they look at me like I'm the jerk face.
And if you're a cyclist, please announce yourself.
Yes.
Because that's rude too. Because I have had plenty of cyclists, like I've got my dog on a leash, which I keep fairly close to me. But I mean, if you're trying to slide by on a little gap this big, like I'm more than happy to move over. But you gotta let me know you're freaking coming.
So yes, I 100% will try to announce. I actually on my mountain bikes, sounds weird, but I have a bell, so I will.
Ding, ding,
yeah,
ding, ding.
It doesn't work that way, but it works just from the bouncing down the trail. But I do have a bell.
Wait, it works from you bouncing, so it's like an actually like jingle bell?
Yeah, so it just sits on the handlebar,
think
and
that's even
I
better.
can turn it. I can lock it. So the little dingle dangle
Dingleberry.
doesn't cling clang.
Oh boy.
I relate to that.
And or I can turn it on so it does. And if I'm coming up to somebody that's walking, I'll just pick the bike up, bounce the bike a couple of times, and make noise. If I'm going
like
down a
little-
hill really fast,
Little
I turn-
bunny hops or
Yeah,
wheelie?
no, all I gotta do is lift the front wheel up. If I'm going down a hill really fast and I'm worried about somebody coming up a hill, I'll turn it on so it jingles the whole way down.
I'm gonna get him
Jingle
a,
Bell Phil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him a necklace that has a bell on it.
Jingle Bell Bill. You wanted to talk about people in public limiting their own awareness. Oh, he was reminding you.
Yeah,
You want to talk
yeah,
about that?
that's exactly what that's doing. You know,
It
you're
is.
walking down a trail, especially like out in the freaking woods, and you have no clue that somebody is coming up next to you. That is
Or
just
All bad.
a dog's collar jingling or a car or, I mean, I guess not on a trail, hopefully. That'd be definitely something worth paying attention to.
I tell the story a lot of driving downtown and some lady walking out, trying to cross the street, walking out between two parked cars, okay, looking at her phone, damn near steps right in front of me. I slam on the brakes and she looked at me like I was the
Oh, yeah.
jerk face, right? Like you walked out into the middle of a street where cars are driving 35 miles an hour and you thought that was my fault? No, you weren't freaking paying attention. Sorry.
Brent, Liz, the powder disperses better on impact. If it were liquid, it wouldn't disperse from the ball breaking like it does when it's pressurized and shot through a nozzle. Got it. Good morning, Gordon. Ryan, I own a Byrna for fun more than anything, and you can buy them in black. They look more realistic than what Vinny is holding. I believe that.
Yes.
I actually, Hard to Hurt guy, the guy on YouTube, he actually buys a Byrna, and you can get little practice rubber balls, and you can use them as like less lethal, or not less lethal, but practice, like sim rounds. Except for they're big and awful. Howdy, David. Sounds
Yo.
like Phil's new hobby needs to be installing train horns on bicycles.
They
Or
actually-
just little dingy bells.
They actually make electronic ones. And some of them are freaking loud, and you can put all sorts of different noises. And there are some that sound like train horns, and they're freaking loud.
Jenny's calling you out.
What's that?
I don't like to scare people. Phil Balsamo. Lies.
Well, just in
Agreed.
class, dude. One of your students on Saturday freaking jumped when I came in your classroom.
Oh, I know.
The guy
I know.
sitting right in the middle in the front.
Yes.
Oh my God, he looked
He
at
about-
me like, "You son of a."
About 6 inches out of his
Yeah.
seat. It was glorious. Glorious. Just FYI, guys, if you come in for class, you always have to look over your shoulder because Phil might jump in there and make big noises. Maybe.
Or Liz.
Ching,
Liz does
ching.
it too.
I've done it once. Do you have cards you're supposed to?
That's how you get the
Of
motorcycle
course.
license. That's how you go faster. It gives you 7 horsepower.
St. Louis
yes.
drivers are the worst. Yep. Okay. Anyway. So,
We kind of got sidetracked, squirrel.
that never happens.
Yeah,
I don't,
never
I don't
happens.
think so. Awareness is such a
I
big
mean,
topic.
it is. It's part of your self-defense, really, is awareness. And a lot of people think of self-defense as, I'm going to carry a gun or a knife
Yeah.
or whatever.
And
Now my self-defense is complete.
they think that they're going to have lead up music and fog on the ground, and it's only going to happen in a warehouse that's abandoned at 2 o'clock in the morning. Because
ruined
I know
every
that
movie.
sounds silly for me to say out loud, but the subconscious perception of life, that's your baseline.
Yeah.
If you don't pay attention, you are resorting to the baseline that you have gathered from whatever you fill your brain with. And a lot of times we spend a lot of time on
Netflix.
the TV. And I'm not saying you're wrong. You just got to be aware of what it's causing in your brain. So it happens.
It does.
Derailed. Mhm. Yes. So, what are we doing? Wow, we got about we're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing great.
So, train more.
Yes.
Yes.
Train your brain.
But
train
isn't
your gun.
training more training your brain?
You should always be training your brain because just because you train it once doesn't mean it sticks.
Do it right now.
I'm constantly in training around you, Vincent.
Gotta keep them sleeping.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Gotta keep them what?
I told you.
What did you say?
Got her. I made the gears turn. You're welcome.
IDPA this Thursday, and there's spots left. Do it. Sign up. Go.
Sign up. How do you sign up? Put the link for us down there, please.
Practice score.
We do need one.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, link it if you don't mind.
David is requesting.
Mr. Nick. He's in a meeting.
He's in a meeting right now. I really want to, but I don't want him to leave his meeting to come out here because he's going to hear it.
Just say it quietly.
Just
Yeah,
it doesn't sound right.
You gotta do the opposite.
Charles.
No, go
No.
like all the way down. You gotta whisper.
Do it in whisper, like
Whisper
but,
mode.
like, do it. Just do it.
Charles. There it is. Whisper, Charles.
Okay, so we need you to comment something.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
If you guys haven't seen our probably last winter, we did a tortilla slap challenge. Was it the wintertime? I don't know.
I don't know when it was.
We did the
but-
tortilla slap challenge. We slapped each other in the face with tortillas.
Things I
with our
didn't
mouths
expect
full
to
of
hear
water.
today.
We need another funny thing to do on the live. Give us some suggestions. We have a couple thoughts, but we want to hear what you think. So give us some suggestions on goofy things to do on the live to keep y'all laughing.
Oh my goodness.
Not that
man.
we don't do that enough already.
I think we just laugh at each other. I think they
I
all
mean,
watch and go like, I
I
don't
saw a
know.
laughy face.
Yeah.
A laughy face came
I
up.
don't.
JB wants to talk about dynamic pistols. Talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh.
Open carry is preferred in Colorado versus concealed carry.
Oh.
Huh. Maybe out in the
Middle
when
of
you're
nowhere.
out and walking in the woods.
Yeah,
maybe.
so if you're talking about from a defensive perspective from wildlife, okay, sure. From a walking around town, I'm not the biggest fan of open carry. No, I really am not. There are some benefits to it. I think they're very, very small and are outweighed by the
disadvantages.
negatives. For me, right? I understand like walking through the woods and wanting to have your freaking hand cannon on you for mountain lions and bears and
That's fair.
lions, oh my, but outside of that, I don't like open carry.
Okay. Dynamic pistol.
Practical pistol.
No,
Dynamic pistol. Dynamic
Yeah,
pistol.
that one.
yeah.
We have a lot of pistols.
July 24th and August 24th. So we only have 2 offerings right now. Hopefully, this will be something we offer more often, but we'll see. We are hosting this down at Top Gun Sportsman's Club in Lone Missouri. Outdoor facility. We got 50 yards to work with, so that means that we get to do some stuff. We get to shoot at longer distances, and we get to run around and move a lot more than we can in our bays here. Hence, dynamic part of dynamic pistol. You get to move around a lot more. If you watched our live last week, I think we pulled out the VTAC barriers, so you'll get to shoot from one of those if you've never shot from a VTAC.
Was it last week?
Maybe. I think so. I think
either
it was last week.
I think it was either last week or 2 weeks ago.
At any rate, you get to shoot from multiple different positions in odd positions that you can try not to shoot the barricade with or
Otherwise,
through.
you have to initial it.
What's that?
Otherwise, you have to initial it.
Yes. And balancing speed and accuracy and stuff at distance, right? Shooting at longer distances. It's going to be a fantastic time. Please come prepared. Please come prepared. I would highly suggest, if you have access to it at all, an extra gun. But you need outside the waistband, or
Inside
can't
the
jump
waistband.
because my back hurts. But appendix, you can carry appendix. I had my first student
No.
drawing from appendix in class on
I'm down.
Saturday. It was great.
I'm going to tell your mom.
I have no idea where this conversation just
You
went.
don't
But
want
you need to bring, what's the round count? 600 rounds?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
bring 800.
And your ability to carry 60 rounds on your person.
Yes, you need to be able
It's
to carry
doable.
60 rounds on your person.
Do it.
I think we even specified the same thing in our Red Dot 1 class, maybe. You have to have 50 or 60 rounds. And I had one student on Saturday that did not have enough magazines. And at one point, at the end of the day, he was like running back to the back of class to try to stuff a magazine real fast and come up. And it was kind of funny. Look at the gear list. Make sure you got all the stuff you need. Be prepared for outdoors. We don't have air conditioning. We don't have fans blowing. You have bugs. You have sun. You have rain. You have snow. Hell, yeah, it's July. We might have a blizzard. You know,
It's
it is
possible.
Missouri. So come prepared for whatever the weather may bring, and be ready to shoot your gun, run around, and have some fun.
You guys are so funny with your matches. Go in and shoot matches. You're right. All the things that
True.
dynamic pistol could very well be used in a match, for sure.
Yes. Shoot freaking matches.
True
Show up
story.
and shoot matches. And I'm just going to say this for JB and everybody else. If you sign up for a freaking match, show up.
Do it. There you go.
Show up.
Pointing again.
Yes. 'cause
You went from knife hands to pointing, which is
listen.
pretty
We're gonna
thick.
have to figure something out with these like private lessons and with people not
Yeah.
showing up. Because Vinny set up purposefully, okay, to try. We don't normally do a lot of private lessons on weekends. People always say you never do private lessons on weekends, so we did private lessons on weekends. And one of Vinny's people did not freaking show up. Again, that happens. This month, I don't know how many we've had. A lot of private lessons of people that don't show up. So I think we might have to start doing something a little different with that. Like when they do show up, we smack them with a ruler or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Who gets to do this smacking?
I don't know.
Wait, who's getting smacked?
Students.
Vincent.
Oh.
Vincent.
Well, that's no fun.
Dang it.
Sorry, Peggy.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So that's coming up July 24th and August 24th. Right now, the July 24th one is members only. I think we're going to keep that. I actually got to talk to them this morning to see how much longer we want to keep that open, the marketing folks, to just members only. But I think we're going to change it maybe today. I don't know.
Maybe.
To be an open enrollment for everybody.
We have Adam Winch too coming
Oh,
in
yes.
August. I'm waiting for the screen to turn.
Yeah,
so I'll tell you
it's
the
like
date.
the first weekend of August.
August 8th through 10th.
Check out
Adam Winch fighting Defenders USA.
Defenders USA. Defenders USA. Check out their site. He's actually immediately following that class. He has one in Sparta. I can't remember exactly what it is, but he's doing another 2 days or something in Sparta right after the class here. So Adam's a fantastic trainer, very knowledgeable. If you sign up for the 2-day class, he offers you a
Dry
Friday afternoon, evening dry fire clinic as well. Do it. Show up Friday night and do that. I think it's free if you sign up for the class. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, if you sign up for the Fighting Handgun Concepts class, you get the dry fire
You
clinic
can
for free.
do the dry fire clinic for like $40 or $50 if that's all you want to do. But you can do it for free if you do the other class. Do it.
Do it.
For sure.
Do it. Okay. That's all I got to say
So,
about that.
the more important topic. They gave us an option.
They did. I missed it.
Who they?
The internet. They gave us an option.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Let's see.
You gotta keep going.
Okay, I'm going.
Keep going.
Work under
No,
pressure
it
and
was-
get zeroed during the first course of Fire Like a Man.
No. No, it was a little higher.
If you're showing up the zero dot, are you really even living?
It's
If
accurate.
only there was a day that we could have that.
Oh.
Okay, sounds like skills. Oh, I
No,
know
no,
which one
no,
you're
it's
talking
up.
about.
There it is.
Hot dog eating
Hot
contest.
dog
Oh
eating contest.
boy.
See how many hot
Vinny
dogs.
is totally on board.
I mean, I'm down for a hot dog.
Oh my goodness.
Gordon says something involving water balloons.
I don't know.
Baloney toss, that's a good one.
Oh, is that the thing where
Tortilla
you're like
slap
trying to land
2,
a tortilla?
taco shell edition. You just like smash taco shells on each other. Sprite challenge, what's that?
I
Uh-oh.
don't know that one.
Oh, hopefully
makes
it
me
doesn't
nervous.
involve it coming out of your nose. That would be-
All right. Anything else?
no?
The end of the month is here. So today would be, I know, crazy. Today would be the last day to do the 5 bullseye. I don't remember what it's called. 5 bullseye thing. $5 you shoot 5.
I don't know. 555.
Yeah, whatever it is. 5 yards, 5 rounds at 5 bullseyes to try to win a 365 X macro tac ops
I don't know.
pizza cutter something or another. I don't know. It's
LMNOP.
they have names that are like this long.
Yeah.
Ooh. I kind of, just because I said SIG, it just reminded me about, we had some challenges with some dots. We'll talk about that another time, but we had 2 different dots fail on us this weekend. One of them from Crimson Trace and one of them from SIG, neither of which I like as pistol dots. So.
Dots.
So we were not surprised.
Yes, no, not surprised. And man, I tell you, I'm just gonna, in my class on
He's gonna let
Saturday,
it go.
I was talking about the dots and pros, cons of different makes and models and whatever, and I brought up Crimson Trace and that they just don't work. They're not a great option, I don't feel. If it's just an indoor range, fun thing, okay, you want a cheap dot, okay, it works, maybe okay. We get
Maybe.
downstairs, freaking thing would not work on a student's gun, and he was so frustrated. And I don't blame him. It's almost like he was trying to clear malfunctions. Right,
And
he'd bring the gun up and try to find it, couldn't find the dot, and he's new to it, so of course he's thinking he can't find the dot, and then he realized it's just not there. And he starts like, you got to smack the gun to get the freaking dot to come on. It was.
I thought it was like a design flaw, not even just a failure of the dot because of the sensor being at the front.
Well,
like
the sensor's
down
not at the front. I
recessed.
thought the sensor might be at the
okay.
front, but it has no adjustment settings. It's auto adjustment only, and it just don't work. What?
It's.
Gotta come to the range to find out.
Oh my god.
Oh no, Peggy!
Good, take your shirt off. Oh, wait, hold on.
Liz runs away.
Buy once, cry once. Yeah,
I do agree.
Absolutely. It was.
And I don't even think there's a huge price difference in them.
The dot he has like $150 or something.
You're like-
but it was a package. He bought the gun. It had the dot on it, so I'm sure he thought.
Nice deal.
Yeah, it's just the gun's coming with it, just like the gun comes with sights. The sight should be usable. This thing was not.
I partially blame the company.
I 100%.
They're the ones that decided to buy that dot for that gun to try to.
We had a very
market it.
similar thing with the SIG dot this weekend. Same type of thing. Like you touch it the wrong way and it would shut off, and then you do something else and it would come back
So
on.
annoying.
And
I see a lot of people with SIG dots seeing reflections of the dots instead of the actual dot. I haven't noticed that much with other dots.
that's
But
funny. I did have that. The only time that I had somebody shooting their gun that way was with a SIG dot.
yep.
Yeah.
One of my students that I worked with a lot, she would sometimes shoot. I guess it was high because it was an anomaly kind of. So she was seeing a reflection, and it was when I saw it. You know, when I would present the gun, like I could see it.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that presentation down, you know, like you might see the reflection and be like, all right, there's
There
the
it
dot.
is.
Like,
But it's a
bam.
Yeah. Smoke the ceiling.
But that's happened to a couple of my students that they
Yep.
see the reflection of the SIG dot. So
Sorry.
sorry,
No, not sorry.
not sorry.
honestly.
Sorry, not sorry.
All right. Now I think that's it.
Probably.
Probably.
Who knows?
We can talk more about dots and specific stuff later on.
Okay.
Anything else going on that you know about?
We have guns.
We do. We have guns. We have optics. We have rifles, pistols, shotguns, all sorts of fun stuff. So come in and check those things out. You can even shoot your guns, and it's air conditioned downstairs. It's
Whoa.
really nice. Sometimes even really cold down there.
Yep.
So if you guys need something, come see us, 14803 Manchester Road in beautiful Baldwin, Missouri.
Double T.
Oh. God damn.
1-4.
Oh my god.
14803 Manchester Road in beautiful Baldwin, Missouri. 10 to 8, Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 6. You guys stay safe, be nice to one another, and we will catch you soon. Later.